Okay, so here we are. It's 6:17. This is video 133, and I'll be doing some of the problems in the assignment that I gave you yesterday. And as I mentioned, when I'm finished with this, I'll give you another one with mixed problems, so you have a bit more practice. So anyway, here are the even ones from the Regents book. I put the answers down here. Let me know via email if anybody wants me to do one of these. These are the answers. You can FOIL them and check them. I'll be doing this kind of work anyway because I'll do the next three by hand on the whiteboard here. Okay? So you can pause it, check it, see if you got the same thing. But this will just be another way to practice. That's what you're supposed to get. Try to work it out if you're still having a hard time. And let me know, please. All right, so we go over to number one. This would have been the sixth problem. And why is this one in need of practice? That's because there's a negative sign in front of the first term. So I taught you to factor out the -1, which is the easiest way to do it. Okay, and then you work backwards. And there you go. And so now you ignore the -1, leave it to the end, and now you're just doing the same old thing. There's -30, there's 1, so 6 and 5 are obvious candidates for getting the job done. In any order, as I mentioned before, and then you check, you made sure you rewrote it correctly, you check everything here, then you factor. So there's your 2x, and there's your x plus 3. I repeat again, x plus 3, and there's your -5 that fits in with that, and so it's -1 times 2x minus 5 times x plus 3, and then we agreed to drop the 1, and so the answer would be this. Okay? And you'd be expected to do these. I'll give you more. Again, I showed you when I did the video the last time that I multiplied the first time, so that's with the negatives. But this turns out to be a lot easier for kids your age. And you can certainly do it the other way, though. I thought it was worth doing on the whiteboard before. Okay, I'm going to do the second one. So I'm erasing all this stuff. All right, and quickly copying the problem on the board, and it says 3x cubed. So we've done these a couple times on the board, and you have plenty of time to ask me if you need more, okay? And let's make sure we copied it right. If you copy a problem wrong, of course, it's all wrong. And there we go. And immediately the students alerted to the fact that it's degree 3 on this trinomial. So it's a cubic trinomial. And so you say, aha, it has to be factored twice. What's the number that works? The 3x. So what do I have left? X squared. Again, I'm working back. I'll just check my numbers to make sure. Plus 2x. And finally, minus 8. Okay? So these terms weren't co-prime, so it's sort of set up for me. We gave it a name, we called it complete factoring. And now, with this part done, all I have to do is worry about is what two numbers, since there's a 1 here now, go up to -4, and at the same time add up to +2. So you can see that right away, hopefully, most of it. There's the rewrite, and there's the 3x on the outside. And again, a lot of you might be saying, all right, I don't have to do all this. Whoops, that's just an x there, sorry. There's an x times an x plus 4, got that right. And there's an x plus 4, but now there's a -2 in front of it. And so we get 3x times x minus 2 times x plus 4. And you can think of the problem I did this morning, where this might represent the three edges of a a rectangular prism in 3 dimensions. All right, and finally, I'm doing the last one. So I am going to move on. Worst case scenario, you got a taste of what you're supposed to be doing with factoring here. And we're going to do some different we're going to start tomorrow where we're going to do some more things that are related to this very factoring that we're doing, but not just this exact stuff. So here's number 3, and this is x cubed again. I need the cube, otherwise there'll be like terms there, right? Plus 22x squared, and there's minus 8x. And again, they're obviously not coprime. What number works? And it looks like only the 2 works. You can work it out yourself. And there's a 3x squared, and there's that plus 11x, and there's a minus 4. And again, there I am checking myself, as you should do as well. And then we're talking what's negative 12, and at the same time positive 11. So I rewrite again. And like I said, this is what they'll ask you to do next year. There's 12x minus x minus 4, rewritten equivalent as we've said. And finally, there's 3x times, let's see, x plus 4. We get the x plus 4 there, and then we put the negative sign in front. And now the complete factorization is 2x times x, 3x minus 1 times x plus 4. And that's what I asked you to do. As I said, I'll give you some more when I'm done with all of this, so you can get some more practice. That would be the purpose of today. All right? So there you go. I worked out the last 3, put you the answers for the first 5, and hopefully you're able to do these things now easily.